Where are they now? This is from a month ago. Current state of Hololive and graduated members.
Hololive. They found themselves in a bit of a divisive spot right now, to be honest. There's like 4 different yabs that happened within the past 3 months alone, and all of them are quite...
Yeah, the Mari one was quite a big deal. She was kind of like vague posting, but also not vague posting. She was not happy.
In fact, the doom posting for all of this happened a year and a half ago, when the mass graduations of Hololive members signaled this really doomy mood. They're still the best VTuber agency, don't get me wrong. If you're considering getting into one, Holo should be your biggest priority, but it's hard not to see that Hololive is not at its best shape. And similar to the Niji-Sanji video I made a couple months ago, I'll be going over the timeline of events that started this trajectory, especially with the graduation. And then I'll go over and share where and who the graduated talents are now.
I will say, like, for streaming for like 4 or 5 years, I do think like genuinely some people do get tired. I do think that it's at a certain point with how much content they pump out, how many collabs they do songs, they do tours. I do think some of them just genuinely get tired. It's not usually like an issue like, oh, it's management or like blah blah blah, I'm not gonna be paid enough. Some just are tired.
If you're more interested in that, this video will be chaptered, so you know, go where you need to go.
It's entertainment.
Let's start the timeline in 2024. January 2024 was Yuzuramel's termination. This was very unfortunate. We didn't really have any details. We had some schizophrenic rats, but what we were able to tell was that she violated some contract terms in some way, and Yago had to pull an old yeller on her ass. Shortly after, though, she became active again in her PL. In fact, she's always been active on her PL sporadically, but without Mel as an IP now, she's resorted to becoming a full-time indie, then committed to have a full-blown model by October of this
Cute
year.
model, by
February
the way.
2024, Salengate happened. I don't really have a big reason to bring this up other than saying how it bit us Hololive fans in the ass because we were super smug. You know, we were saying shit like how Hololive wins by doing nothing, only for the latter half of the year to absolutely, you know, screw us over. There was practically nothing significant that happened from March to June of 2024, but when June actually came, A-chan, an unofficial OG member, here since goddamn 2017, has graduated, leaving the company after about 7 years. Sadness.
For those that don't know, she wasn't a talent, she was like a manager type one person that was like very, very prominent and beloved.
And many speculate it's due to her obligations to her sickly family members. It was sad, but it felt like it was bound to happen eventually, especially coming from one of the OG Hololive members. But then suddenly, the following month, Gamma from Holostars got terminated. It's a news not much people cared about, but it certainly caused...
Yeah, but I mean, it's Holostars. I mean, no offense! No offense, no offense, no offense.
A bit of ruckus on the Holostars side of the community. People were blindsided and not much people knew what to think of it, to be honest. But then literally the next month after that, one of the biggest graduations in VTubing happened.
Oh
in fact,
Aqua.
It perhaps is the biggest. Minato Aqua, an era-defining figure, was stepping down, stating disagreement
Mega
with
OG.
management. This graduation kinda had fans, including myself, presuming that she probably won't continue to be a VTuber anymore, but we'll get into that later. Coming in with the streak to back-to-back departures, Amelia Watson hit us with a 4th hit combo, announcing her affiliate status? Not as bad of a news as we might have expected, frankly. She just basically meant that she would stop streaming as Amelia Watson, but that she or Hololive was still going to be working together in some capacity and will still participate in some events occasionally. A lot of goslings kinda half expected or wanted her to become staff, but she shut down those rumors quickly. And to finish the 5-month streak...
It's basically unofficially just like being... I don't want to stream anymore. I'll do it sometimes if I feel like it. You know what I mean?
Cover Corp got into a bit of a government-related drama in October of 2024 when the Japanese FTC hit them with a notice and forced them to pay artists that they had not paid for revisions and for models and stuff. Looked really bad PR-wise, especially because a lot of people were looking for more reasons to criticize the company. And not paying artists is probably one of the bigger sins you can commit as a business. But it was about to get
big drama.
Because in that same month, both Watson and Aqua just reincarnated, with Aqua's new reincarnation debut breaking the VTuber world record and setting entire new precedents for Japanese VTubing. Dewey came back with a very familiar looking model. Watson was the first Hololive EN VTuber who reincarnated as an entirely new entity at this point. Most people expected her to go back to her old PL, but her reincarnating into a still yellow appearing La Criatura was a bit of an interesting decision. Now this fucked up cover
it's cute. I don't know. Criatura is mean.
All over the Hololive management department. People were starting to feel like something smelly was afoot, but could not exactly place what it was. And with the sixth plane that hit the tower, Sakamata Chloe, Hololive's CEO of Sex at the time, announced her affiliate status in late November. Still kind of a graduation, not gonna lie. The move basically nuked her entire Gooner audience and all the Russia unicorns that moved over to simp for her instead. God, what a waste of a slutty model, honestly.
That is such a good model. It reminds me of like, kind of like Kingdom Hearts, very GP, alternate. I totally agree. I do think there's like a big audience that just liked her for her design.
Yeah, I was gooning for her. The amount of Rule 34s should tell you I'm not the only one. And
the
not
hood
even a
is
week
cute.
later, Ceres Fauna announced her graduation.
I want to get a design one day where there's like a hood. I do. I have a fondness for it.
Saplings
It's super
were about
cute.
to commit suicide. Both Chloe, Fauna, and Aqua all said the same thing. Disagreement with management. In a year where everyone, including yours truly, expected Hololive to mog on Nijisanji because they fucked up earlier in the year, Holo was hit with a 7-monthly back-to-back drama for 6 months straight. 6 months and 7 dramas. 6-7! It was hard not to feel the doom posting in late 2024. It only seemed like V Shoujo was the only one that was thriving. But don't worry, it was about to get low-key worse. January of 2025 was when Chloe and Fauna ceased their activities, but that was also when Mimi Nightmare debuted, leaving us to believe that Fauna has been planning for this graduation in quite some time now. Although it wasn't a full-blown debut, she just had a chibi version specifically. And in March 2025...
I think she said that her artist wasn't done yet, that's why, but people still really enjoyed it. I thought her design was super cute.
Murasaki Shion, Lolly Belly Goddess of Hololive, announced her graduation. This was another big hitter in Hololive, coming to step down. On late March was also when Nanashi Mume of Hololive English announced her graduation, citing health concerns and that dreaded disagreement with management. Or I guess internal misalignment was the wording they used. Similar to Myth, promise were
It is so vague posty too, because it's like, is it disagreement because they're asking her to do a lot and she just can't do it? Like, ugh. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. The vague posting is annoying.
Down to 3 members. Not a good look, though I suppose the thing about Mume's graduation was that it seemed like it leaned more towards the health concerns more than the internal misalignment. Mume has had a lot of health breaks since like 2023. So we may perhaps lie with a bit of hope that Hololive was doing okay management-wise, and that Mume just wasn't able to do a lot of their idol-related...
What even is Hololive and what does graduating mean? My little chatter. Hololive is an agency. They have a bunch of VTubers. Graduating is when you leave the company, essentially. Yeah, it's okay. A pure chatter? Yeah, I'll explain to little first-time chatters. I will.
Projects and requests. April 2025 though, was when it got super crazy. Firstly, that was when Shion and Mume graduated. Secondly, Sakamata Chloe reincarnated into Amagai Ruka, reaching a milestone that she had passed through before, and even reincarnating alongside a partner, Apare Hinata.
They're such
Both
good
would be the
designs,
indie unit
man.
Weather Planet.
Kuroi.
Pekora also had a bit of a drama because her Pokemon Emerald stream used a modded cartridge, which Nintendo was not too happy learning.
Oh my god, Nintendo can suck a wiener, man.
About. But
Pekora of all people, the fucking most. You'd think they could just tell him to fuck off, but she can't. Well, you know, like just through power of authority. Like, come the fuck on.
It's a bit of a contained nothing burger drama, to be honest. But what wasn't a nothing
I don't know,
burger
it just irritates the
was
fuck out of
Gargura's
me.
graduation announcement. You know, Gura, only the biggest VTuber to ever exist, and of course, the reason was that ever-dreadening disagreement with management. It became
Not
a bit of a
streaming
meme
enough.
within Hololive, honestly. And what makes it worse was that Gura has been inactive from Hololive for a long time. bro's stream schedule was honestly cooked, so there was reason to believe that perhaps Hololive was holding her back or was in some way
pregnant.
a part of the reason why she wasn't streaming all that much. Especially if you were to believe what Schizos were trying to interpret from her graduation song, Ash Again. I distinctly remember this.
It was a cool but cruel song. I will say the animation was really good.
Dividing the Hololive fanbase in a way. It was a bit of a doom-posty feel around
It's
the
a
industry
four-child,
where
yeah,
everyone,
it's popping
even if
them
they
out.
tried to deny it,
24/7.
just had a feeling that something was wrong with Hololive. In May, Gura finally graduated, and everything was quiet. In June, Gura came back, as expected, now in the form of Sameko Saba. She had a bit of a brush with the anti-lolly fanbase, as well as a lot of schizophrenic reactions. It was surprising that some of it came from her own fanbase, which is weird, because, you know, Gura has always been a lolly. Anyway, sure enough, she
just
reached 1
posers.
million subs pretty
Taurus!
easily. Seemed to stream a lot more consistently, and overall, a lot of happy fun times for the lost chumbuds who now call themselves Kanikis. Kani keys.
Ha, Kani, ha ha, Kani, ha 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 ha.
Kani, Japanese of crab. It's a play on words.
Very funny.
In July,
Hilarious.
Korageo Roa, debuted,
Kani!
formerly Shio, and also Yubari Rei, formerly fucking A-chan. I guess A-chan wanted to come back and stream as herself and as a creator rather than just staff, as she suggested she wanted to do things a lot more freely. Very
That's
interesting
fair.
stuff. Shachi, formerly Nanashi Mume, also made a small video, although nothing too grand. But in terms of drama, nothing really happened. In fact, Hololive needed a bit of a win or a breather, so their world tour was a badly needed respite from all the graduation waves. We've also had a bit of an assurance that there wasn't going to be any Hololive EN graduations for the next few months, so the storm has passed, so to speak. In September, Nodoka announced her departure, leaving Hololive at the tail end, aiming to pursue other activities and career paths outside Hololive. So that's like 0 company staff members that's also a mascot that has their own careers in Hololive. Except maybe Omega Alpha. Where the fuck is Omega Alpha anyway?
Such a cool
October,
design.
Ao of
It's
Regloss
kind of
suddenly
sad.
graduated without a stream and without any incident, it seems. It's like she just disappeared, and while Regloss fans were confused, a little doom-posty even, her PL assured fans some days later that she's okay and does not want to stream all that much. Who was not okay was Chammers, as on later on in October, she had a bit of a mental breakdown. She streamed normally until eventually crashing out, talking about how isolated she felt, talking about stuff that might have broken NDA, like you know, a lot of passion projects being refused, and like general extreme
They take that shit super seriously, unfortunately.
anxiety, like the dangerous kind. She was promptly put on a mental health break by Cover Corp, and all we can really do is
Forcing her into a fucking institution. You're getting in there.
just support her at this point. In November of 2025, Shachi on a second channel, Shachi 2, also streamed for the first time, although it was a drawing stream with no mic, making it clear to people that while she wanted to hang out, she was just coasting. No full-blown comeback in the same capacity Mimi Nightmare and the others did. December, however, held a major graduation, Amane Kanata, who cited, you guessed it, disagreement with management. Although it stemmed mostly from her health issues, it seemed that Cover Corp failed to accommodate her unique condition, and because of that, was rendered unable to continue being a streamer and an idol even further. She mentions that she had to do stuff beyond her role and her scope as a VTuber.
That's so fucking lame. She could not see a healthy future under the current system. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like if you're a talent, you should be expected to fucking do all the other shit, man. That's what an agency's for. They do stuff for you so you don't have to. You can concentrate on making content. Yeah. Why is it always disagreement with management, but never disagreement with womanagement? Really makes you think. That's right. That's right. Sexist. Management! It's just men!
And had to suffer an unsustainable
Why is it called
and mental physical
manager?
stress because of it. She made it clear that she was going to stop being a creator and go back to being a normal person, even flat out giving away her stuff to other Hololive members. So that's like 5 departures, all of them being neutral at best and low-key bad at worst. 2024 and 2025 is kind of a new year for Cover Corp. But 2025 was bad for everyone in the industry. The shoujo exploded, Niji Sanji also had to deal with some bullshit. The indie scene also got fucked. It wasn't a fun year to be a VTuber fan, truthfully.
I mean, it was kind of fun if you just didn't really care. I cared a bit, but like at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me. So it's just like, god damn, man, this is a lot of content.
I'm glad I was away for most of it. And we would hope that in 2026, it would get a little better. Maybe. This year isn't over yet, so let's talk about the stuff that
we got 4 months, chat.
Happened up till June. In January and February, nothing happened, but they did announce their audition for a new unknown project called Mech Park. They were also prepping for Holo Expo. In March, Holo Expo time, baby! And in the later half, Suisei announced the establishment of her personal agency, Studio Stellar. This basically made it so that Hololive will no longer manage Suisei and her projects, but the IP still belongs to them. Instead, the management of Suisei and her project is relegated under a different management firm called Nerd Inc., which has been helping Suisei for a long time now. Suisei is still part of Hololive, but her projects and stuff aren't bound by Cover Corp's whims and rules anymore. Huge, to be honest, especially if any talent are able to do something similar.
If the huge talents can do this, that's the caveat, because Suisei is enormous. She can dictate that.
In April, Holostars JP got restructured, and by restructured, I mean literally Cover Corp will stop supporting them, as a part of a reorganizing process, I suppose. This means that music production, merch, company studio use, and major events and promos are something Cover Corp will no longer contribute to. This caused wide backlash, obviously, and each Holostars JP member had to think about their future. Some of them crashed out because of this too, not just JP members, but
they crashed out. Show the clip from the guy playing and be like, Holostars, help!
Also, EN members.
Such a good one, such a good clip.
And useless some people are in that company.
Unfortunately, that's the reality of corpos. If any of you have worked a 9-to-5 at a corporation or a relatively big company, you know exactly what these guys are bitching about. And I don't care, like, oh, it's entertainment, it's different. No, bitch, it's not. If you work a job and it's like bloated as fucking middle management and like no workers that like are actually workers, say you're working at like, I don't know, a mechanic. There's so much middle management and not enough staff on hands to like do the work. It sucks. It sucks so much ass.
Implying neglect, that they are taken for granted, not supported,
and replaced
even talked to Yago for a while. EN members also revealed that this is also bound to happen to them if they don't please the corporate overlords and our beloved shareholders. We all love the shareholders, right?
We love the shareholders.
And in May, Calliope Mori caused a bit of a ruckus when she posted on her members about feeling disrespected and undervalued by the company, sharing further sentiments that there are some people who took advantage of her lack of complaints within the company. She also went on a hiatus and left people feeling very concerned about the state of Cover Corp. She returned 2 weeks later and further expanded that the reason why she did this was to protest what was going on in Cover Corp.
It was a soft protest. Yeah, that phrasing, I was like, god damn. Man, that like the fact that she had that power and they were like, yeah, what are you gonna do? And she's like, I'm gonna stop streaming. I hope they at least like, I don't know, listen to her.
According to her, EN as a whole is undervalued within the company and neglected.
That's
to a point
crazy.
That some people in the company don't really even know the members.
I mean, I guess because Japan is so much bigger than EN in comparison. Yeah, chat, you have to take into consideration, to us, the EN VTubers are massive, but like the JP ones are just like that much more above. Yeah.
She's also had some complaints about merch splits, as well as concerns about the EN concerts, and that she intentionally caused all this commotion as a form of protest. Of course, she explicitly says that she won't leave Hololive. She loves this place, all her criticism is out of a place of love, but that she won't be silent about bullshit like this happening in the future, and that if this does happen again, she will just go on a strike. Again. But the drama wasn't over on May. In the middle of the month, Hollow-Earth, Hololive's sandbox game that they spent nearly half a decade developing, is coming to a close. A project that they sunk $20 million into since late 2021.
$20 million into a game and you didn't even... Wow. I don't know what to even say. How the fuck do you mismanage that shit?
Think of all the cool stuff and infrastructure
That's
Cover Corp
insane.
could have had with that $20 million.
So just do something else with it. That's so much money. Oh my god.
Wasted because they bought into the fucking metaverse hype. That is actually
It's
crazy.
20
People
Chat, it's a billion yen. It's different. It's $20 million. It's not $1 billion to make their game.
even
Still a
barely did
lot.
anything with Hollow Earth. I logged in once, chatted around, and others participated in some concerts, but nothing really major or, useful. What a waste, man. May isn't over just
Yeah.
yet though, as following all these dramas, Cover Corp also released their financial report. Overall, the numbers were just not good. Yago and the CTO took a 20% pay cut, and there's a sentiment of using this year, and perhaps even the next year, to reflect and, change course. Yago is now even taking back a management role and is now the head of their management department. Later on, Hollister's
interesting.
JP members
Restructuring.
decided what they wanted to do and announced the results of their axing. Half of the Stars members were leaving. Massive oof. But hey, at least, May was a bit of a heavy month for Cover Corp, but as a seedling of potential future growth, they finally revealed what Mech Park was. It was a virtual talent academy-like project where 3 talents and a director train and try to grow and establish a fan base, actively monetizing, building hype, and marketing for a pre-debut phase of their budding idol career. And after 2 years, if they pass, then they actually get to join Hololive.
Yeah, but I feel like the issue isn't with them picking out people for the talents, like an internship. But that's crazy because, I feel like they've been doing a pretty good job with picking people. Yeah, and interns also, if you're gonna do the soft internship, I feel like you're not gonna get paid shit. I feel like that leaves room for, misuse and abuse. For sure. Yeah, unpaid. Yeah, it could be. I don't fucking know. But it sounds really unfair in my honest opinion.
One may
I
find
say payment. Well, yeah, but it's not gonna be great.
more than a bit of issues with
Sounds
the
very
structure of the
Japanese,
project
yeah.
itself. I personally have a very optimistic outlook on it. As a side note, Hideyoshi Ao from Regross also made her comeback in late May. In June, all the Holostars JP members that said they were gonna graduate this month finally graduated, while some like Xian is slated to leave this July instead. And that's pretty much the timeline of Hololive incidents up until this point. They've had a sizable number of graduations, but now, let's see where these people are at. I'm only going to talk about the graduations that happened from 2024 to 2025, not including Holostars members and Kanata, obviously. Let's start with Yozoramel, who is now Hanamiya Rika. Her content doesn't seem too different from her Yozoramel days of casual chatting and ASMR.
ASMR.
Though she now sometimes incorporates a little bit of IRL streaming from the comfort of her bedroom.
See, this is funny when people are like, "Oh, IRL streaming is bad. KFAB broken." You're not breaking it. There's a lot of hardcore VTuber watchers that still tolerate this. They think it's fine. It depends how you do it.
Her average viewership is around 1.5k to 3k.
That's a lot.
But like a lot of ASMR
a lot.
streamers, viewerships spike and vary if she does ASMR or if she does IRL content, with a notable instance reaching up to 5 to 6k.
It's without phase. Yeah, but some people are insane purists. They don't even want to see your actual anything, to be honest.
8chan is now Yubari Ray, who does a lot of casual talking and interactive type stream, averaging around 1,000 viewers. They're short and casual though. There's not a single stream where it exceeds 3 hours, but a bulk of her content are also just vlogs and pre-recorded videos where she talks with other VTubers. It's a bit different from a lot of other content that VTubers you might be familiar with are doing. Minato Aqua is now Yuki Sukuna. Her content is also just similar to Aqua, lots of gaming, just chatting, and the occasional karaoke. You'll feel right at home here as an Aqua fan. She averages 10k viewers. Her viewership of Aqua got cut roughly by half, if not a little bit more, but I suppose the drop in viewership is made up for the fact that she doesn't have to pay Cover Corp their Yakuza money. Sakamata Chloe is—
That's insane. 9 to 10k for JP. That's fucking crazy.
Amagai Ruka,
Holy
averaging 2k
shit.
viewers.
Holy
Chloe,
shit, on
at least in
YouTube
the English
too.
side of things, is known to be quite unhinged and chaotic. Lewd. Peak porn material even. And you have to understand how much porn people made of her. And while she's not necessarily like that all the time on streams, there are multiple instances where she's just off kilter. Now, Amagai Ruka, even from the character design alone, is different from that impression. She seems not like Chloe. You shouldn't necessarily take my word for it though, as I haven't really watched any of Ruka's streams since then, so you can call me out for any inaccuracies regarding this one case. Shion is now Karage Yorua, And as you can see,
A
the designs are entirely
kitty.
different as well. Minus the fact
That's
that
a vibe. Again, do you guys know what I'm talking about? When people graduate and they get new models, I can still kind of see influences of the old character. I know it's a completely different art style. Like, don't get me wrong. No disrespect to the artist. It's just funny to me. Like, it's kind of like a vibe. Yeah, still bright, still smug, look cute. I don't know, squishy.
they are lobbies.
I don't know.
Unfortunately,
I don't know
was
how to
never
describe
too
it.
much of
It's
a
like a
Shion
mentality.
fan, even as a clip watcher, so I don't really have any insight to give. Amelia Watson is now obviously she now streams at least once a week, doing a bit of everything, so still kind of the person Watson was, although
Yeah.
she's definitely coasting it. Seems to me like she's made enough money and has something going on IRL. She averages these much viewers. The saplings that have killed themselves have been resurrected by the nurse. Lady Nightmare, who averages actually pretty decent numbers, and it actually even feels like Fauna and Nimi personality-wise have almost no difference.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, Nimi is a lot more expressive and freer now, with
Yeah.
some unicorns being unable to watch her anymore because she announced she's married, but Vibe
The day she announced her marriage, she lost around about half her viewership. Yeah. Yeah, to me! She's married to me! And again, I don't give a fuck, man. She's still doing the same content.
wise, it's like nothing changed. Gargura, obviously, no.
Can I also ask a question? I don't watch Nimi like a lot. Like I'm subbed to her on YouTube, so I'll see her like stream sometimes. But she doesn't like talk about it, right? Like, did she say like, "Oh my god, my husband, he's coming in right now"? Like, she doesn't do that, right? She's just being honest. So I feel like to a certain extent, she still has a level of kayfabe and like a layer of like just being honest in that sense. He's doing it. Oh, he's coming into the room. Yeah. That type of shit, not at all. Yeah, I think that's respectful in a sense.
Notoriously, Sameko Saba,
There's some level of
content is the same,
kayfabe.
though it feels like she's a lot more freer and expressive and happier as Saba, but the lack of streams is still an ongoing thing.
Oh,
She
yeah.
recently made an announcement that she'll provide a larger explanation about her health concerns, but also disabled her memberships last month. Perhaps following the discussion around her a couple weeks prior, where fans were expressing disappointment and canceling on memberships
Yep.
due to the lack of content and streams. Her average viewership is around 10 to 15k, sometimes dipping a little less or more than that depending on what she's doing and the time that she's doing it. Mume is obviously Shachi, although she
Mume.
streams a lot more peacefully on a sub-channel called Shachi 2, with her even flat out saying that she's probably not going to go on a full-blown return or do anything on the main channel. But you know, maybe plans change. Mint Phantomy also said something similar, so we don't know the future.
Yeah,
I actually
Mint
tune in
still streams a
occasionally when I
lot, to
catch
be
her live,
honest.
so I know for a fact that she averages 3 to 4k. Always did like my Mume. And lastly, Ao is now Komori, although she does have a flesh channel. I can't say I know enough about her to give a little bit of a description, cause while I do like Regloss, my eyes have low-key been zeroed in on the sexy one and the nerdy one. She also just debuted in May, so it's hard to say on whether or not her numbers right now will continue to remain as it is or grow a lot more. I think I'll wait for the viewership to settle, but as it stands, she averages around 1.5k to 2k. And there you have it. All the girls found...
Can I also just say something as a side note? I just think overall, JPEN / influenced by EN VTuber models, even post-graduation when they don't have like connection to Hololive anymore, their aesthetic is always so like pleasing. Even if it's not like my style sometimes, it's like pleasing.
exactly where
Yeah.
they are. Do note though, a
They
lot
do
of the
a great
numbers
job,
I
in my
provided are based
opinion.
off of what I saw when I recorded this
Some
video.
Western
Mid-June
VTubing
2026.
models are just like,
The
I don't
estimate
know,
I
man.
provided
You're
are
putting a
numbers
lot
I've
of effort.
eyeballed based off of the data available at the moment. So account for a margin of error of at least like 10% or like 20% at most. Heck, by the time you've watched this, the numbers might even have changed now.
Yeah,
In any
sure.
case, I hope you enjoyed this video.
It was a good
Enjoy
video.
this video. Go on ahead and find your long-lost Oshis if you haven't already, and also like the video. Comment on it, or some shit too, I guess. I'd appreciate it. Also, I'd like to thank my patrons and members for keeping the lights up on this channel, and I
hate
hope you
this,
keep
man.
supporting me.
Mod
Anyway,
ban this
that'll be
guy
it.
for my stream.
See ya.
ban that fucking stupid rabbit thing. No, it's a good video. It's a good little catch up for like the corpos. Yeah, it's a good video. Go check them out. Good content, well structured, nicely narrated. Yeah, it was good. It's good. It's good. Okay. No V. Yep, no V. No V for your ass. Oh, I wanted to watch this, man. This is so funny, apparently. Apparently, this is really funny. Here's the Holostars clip. Oh, yeah. We'll look at this. This is when they got... they announced that they were getting let go, as in graduated. And this guy was playing a game, and you'll see what happens.
Holostars. Please.
Give me money, please.
Oh, please.
I'm jobless.
I'm Holostar. お大事になって言われた。お大事にって言われた。
Please give me money. I need help with Baldur.
I'm Holostars.
Here. Good
Please.
luck.
あ、ほら頑張ってくれ。
Great work, pal! Let's get back to that greedy ass spy!
Holostars.
Please help. It's so funny. Begging simulator? Yeah, it's the Holostar simulator. Oh, it's good. It's funny. Is it gonna be alright? Yeah, of course. No, I just think it's super funny.
Oh, yeah.